Hello friends, this is Tanya and this is the channel Classy Frugality. So today we're going to talk about saving money on our electricity. So first of all, I would like to get started by saying I live in a fully electric home. So I don't have any backup source of heating or cooling. I don't have a backup source for cooking, such as, propane or a fireplace or a wood burning stove. So the tips that I'm going to give you will apply primarily to an electric home, but some of these tips can be applied to in a home with any sort of situation. So the first tip I am going to give you is turn your thermostat down. So my thermostat, I like to keep that set on 77 in the summertime, and I like to keep it on 65 in the wintertime if we can stand those temperatures. Now, a lot of people hear those numbers and they think, oh, I wouldn't be able to do it. I couldn't stand it. But it's bearable. It's very bearable for me. And in fact, 77 degrees is comfortable to me. I started doing this last year, and I can tell a big difference in my electric bill. I experienced on average every month about a 10% savings over this same time last year, and that's significant to me. So, my bill, if my bill is $150, that's a lot of money that can be saved and can go towards something else. So that's my big thing. Next, ceiling fans. We strongly believe in ceiling fans here at our house. We have a ceiling fan in every room except here in the dining room and kitchen. But those fans run pretty frequently, and they're at this point, with the age of the house, they're 18-year-old fans. And we haven't had to change those out. We don't have to change the light bulbs in those very frequently because they do have light kits attached to the fans. But I did a little bit of research, and I can't quote my source because I read this on several different articles. And it did say that a ceiling fan can keep a room 4 to 5 degrees cooler on average. That is due to the feeling that's generated by the wind chill off the ceiling fan. So you just try it for yourself. If you don't turn that ceiling fan on very often, try that out. It does help immensely. Sometimes the chill off the ceiling fan gets a little bit cool for me even with my thermostat set at 77. It gets a little cool because it sits right directly over the love seat that I sit in when I like to watch television. So sometimes I have to actually turn it off. If you're talking about, if you have an HVAC system, if you have a heat pump, we always call them heat pumps. I like to keep my air filter changed monthly. I just purchased those air filters typically at Walmart, and I'm not giving a plug for Walmart, but they come in like a pack of 5, and they're very inexpensive. And so that's a type of preventive maintenance that you can perform. And I do that on a monthly basis, and you would be surprised at the dust. I hear Leonard. What are you barking at, Leonard? I'm sure there's an unauthorized person that drove by our house, or a leaf in the driveway or something. But that helps prolong the life of your heating and cooling unit as well. So not only does it save on the power, but it helps you out in the long run, because those units are very expensive. They can run $10,000 plus labor, depending upon the system, the size of the unit that you get. So the fourth tip that I would give you would be keep your blinds and your curtains closed. There's a lot of heat that comes in those windows. And when I really realized it was when we had a set of black mini blinds over a window. And you know, black draws heat. And they were a cheaper set of blinds, you know, just the plastic ones. But I noticed one day they were all wrinkled up and they were all like bent. It just goes to show you how much heat can come through the windows, and those things just, you know, they draw that heat, and the heat just warped them. They were junk. They were trashed after that. So I've noticed the white and beige colored blinds that I have, it doesn't happen to those the same way. So that's what we have on all the windows now. But also, like I said, I also have curtains over all the windows to help with that electricity usage. Now, my house, the way it faces, how would that be? It faces southeast, I think. Anyway, in the evening, and I'm filming this at about 5 p.m. Eastern time, so the sun comes through the back of my house, and I have some large windows at the back of my living room. So I do have curtains there. I do have blinds over there, but I did also take just a big flat sheet that I had extra, just a big light gray flat sheet. It matches the curtains that are hanging there. I put that in behind the curtains. It now looks like it's part of the curtains. And that was my frugal way of putting an additional layer of protection up there against the light and not having to buy all new curtains. And that's working pretty well. I did that just this past summer at the start of the summertime, and it's cut so much light and heat from coming into the house. It's also helped with the television situation. That's just a good side effect of that. My television sits at the other side of my living room, directly away from that window, and when the sun comes in the back of this house, that's all you can see. It blares on the TV, you can't see the TV. So the blinds have helped with that. But that sheet, putting that big flat sheet on the window, that's helped more than anything. All right. The fifth tip that I would give to you is use that slow cooker. Now, I have a slow cooker. I have an air fryer. I love those small appliances. I just used it yesterday. I made 2.5 quarts, I think it was, of homemade vegetable stock with that slow cooker. And you can barely detect any difference on the electric bill. If you look at your usage, you can barely detect any difference when you're using that. I could go on and on and on about the benefits of using a crock pot, but that's probably material for a whole different video. But definitely, to keep from heating up your kitchen, making that air conditioning unit work harder, making those fans work harder, use that slow cooker. You know, dump it, turn it on, and go. So it's just a way to simplify your life all the way around. All right, this you've probably heard all your life as a child. Turn the light out. Turn the light out in that room. Sometimes we think, well, I'm just going right back in there. I'm just going to leave the light on. Remember to turn your lights off. It makes a difference. I'd say that's a tip that goes without saying. And it's something that we just sometimes easily forget. Okay, your clothes dryer. If you can possibly come up with a way to have a clothesline or somehow hang clothes outside to dry, that saves tremendously. So I did this yesterday. It was beautiful here in Southern Kentucky yesterday. It was slightly breezy. The sun was shining. It was 70 some degrees. It was just gorgeous. So I thought, I'm not going to heat this house up with this clothes dryer. I opened all the doors. I opened the windows. And I actually ended up cooling my house off even more than it would have been had I kept the doors closed and let the air run. It cooled the house off to, I think, 72 degrees by the time it was said and done. So in the meantime, I did 4 loads of laundry yesterday, and I took them outside and I hung them up. I don't have a clothesline, but I do have one of those folding laundry dryer hanger things. They're wooden. They're like a bunch of little X's and they fold. Anyway, I use that for my towels, and it has little dowel rods on it, so I put some other things on it, some washcloths, some socks, some underwear, and it's a good inconspicuous way to hang up laundry. I just set it on my back deck. I also have one of those rolling clothes racks, and so when I did tops and bottoms, I just used the clothes hangers. I shook the clothes out, put them on the hanger, and I hung them up on that. And within just a couple of hours, everything was dry. I washed my bedding, and I will say that when I brought that stuff in, my sheets and my pillowcases and my quilts for my bed, they smelled so nice. They smelled so outdoorsy and fresh, and they just had that crisp, nice, clean feeling to them. So that, again, with the side benefits of doing stuff frugally like that, that's another side benefit. Just the fresh outdoor scent that you get when you dry something outside. And like I say, you don't have to have a big clothesline stretched up. You can start by hanging stuff on hangers. Hang it on the back of some outdoor chairs. You can find different ways to think to do things if you put your mind to it. Just be creative. Well, folks, for now, those are all the tips that I have for lowering your electric bill. If you do have an app, though, for your electric company, be sure to download that app. That app is full of useful information. We use South Kentucky RECC, and they do have an app, and it shows all your usage. Even down to the day, it has graphs showing you what times a day that you used more electricity, and you can usually pinpoint, oh, I was cooking during that time. I had the stove on, or I was washing clothes and I was using the dryer during that time. And that can help you to realize where you need to adjust. So that's all I have for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, if you found any of the content helpful at all, please be sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And please subscribe to my channel. I have a whole lot more content that I would just love to share with you all. But thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a blessed day.